your petticoats showing.
Sergeant McChesney! What do you want? Where's Sergeant Valentine? Here! Where's Sergeant Cutter? Hey, take your hands off that man.
Tommy, you're so marvelous.
Who is slave? I am a soldier too, please.
Thugs were the most fiendish band of killers that ever existed.
There were at least 10,000 of them in India, and they murdered 30,000 people a year.
Rise and kill. Kill lest you be killed yourselves. Kill for the love of killing. Kill for the love of Kali. Kill, 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 kill.
Darling, please don't go.
The trouble is you don't want a man for a husband. You want a coward who'll run out on his friend when they're in danger. Well, that's not me and never was and never will be. I don't care how much I love you.
I can't tell. My Jack told me they were tugs. I could mind to split you in two and stuff you up an elephant's trunk.
Whoa, Andy! Just the boys!
get up and leave this church and desecrate the very stones in which you kneel. Yes. Get up.
Leave me alone. Your hand.
I'm not a man, and I'm not a beast. I'm as shapeless as the man in the moon.
Hear ye, Alexander Wolcott, the town crier.
This is Wolcott speaking. The town crier coming with good news to the microphone. This broadcast is a piece of personal testimony. I have just undergone the memorable experience of witnessing the best moving picture I have ever seen. I can testify that no moving picture ever stirred me as deeply as this one. It is called Goodbye, Mr. Chips.
Never be afraid, Chips, that you can't do anything you've made up your mind to. As long as you believe in yourself, you can go as far as you dream. Certainly you will be headmaster if you want to.
This is the screenplay that has just been made in England from a story written 6 years ago this fall by an obscure young Englishman. At that time, he was comparatively unknown. A writer named James Hilton. Now, translated into a screenplay by the same Englishman to whom we owe the unforgettable tragedy called Journey's End. Directed by an American, Sam Wood, who crossed the Atlantic for the purpose, and with the schoolmaster himself superbly embodied by the magnificent young actor named Robert Donat. Hilton's gentle masterpiece has at last found its way to the screen. I approached its preview with deep and legitimate apprehension. I realize, and none better, what havoc some movies can work with books that I have known and loved. I am the more obligated, therefore, to tell you that this time a beautiful and perhaps immortal story has been translated from one medium to another with tenderness and imagination and genius. In a year in which the great nations of the world seem to be choosing partners for a dance of death, this cavalcade of English youth becomes suddenly an almost unbearable reminder of something which in a mad and greedy world may be allowed to perish from the earth. But I am here only to testify that in my own experience, the most moving of all moving pictures is the one called Goodbye, Mr. Chips.
Goodbye, Mr. Chips. Goodbye.
Hailed as the most spectacular world premiere ever given a motion picture was the opening of Dodge City in the very town on which the film is based, Dodge City, Kansas. From Warner Brothers Studios in Hollywood, over 200 stars, studio executives, and newspaper men, headed by Errol Flynn, boarded the 14-car Santa Fe Dodge City Special en route for the premiere celebration. From New York, Chicago, and other key cities, news correspondents were dispatched to Dodge City to cover the premiere. And Dodge City, a town of 10,000 people, was for the day the focal point of the entire Middle West. Starting 2 days in advance of the premiere, crowds began pouring into the city until an estimated 150,000 were on hand to welcome the stars. And when the Dodge City Special pulled in, it was the signal for the start of the most gala holiday the state of Kansas has ever known. Thousands jammed the Dodge City station to greet the stars, and an official welcome was broadcast from coast to coast. The first of 5 nationwide broadcasts of the festivities. The crowd roars its welcome as Errol Flynn steps to the microphone. Following this, a mile-long parade with thousands lining the streets to get a glimpse of their favorite stars. Heading the parade was the Dodge City Band, followed by the governors of 3 states, Governor Payne H. Ratner of Kansas, Governor John Miles of New Mexico, and Governor Ralph Carr of Colorado. Close behind, mounted on horseback, was Errol Flynn, dashing star of the picture. Also in the saddle were Ann Sheridan, with Governor Ratner's son in the rumble seat, and Hoot Gibson. Here in an old-time Western buckboard are Rosemary and Priscilla Lane. Behind them on horse is Alan Jones. Humphrey Bogart is next in line, followed by Buck Jones, Wayne Morris, Gene Parker, and Gloria Dixon. Following the parade, the stars helped dedicate the new Dodge City Stadium, where they participated in a thrilling rodeo, as well as attended a public wedding. Errol Flynn acted as best man, while lovely Ann Sheridan was maid of honor. And in the evening, the main event, the actual world premiere of Warner Brothers' new Technicolor triumph, Dodge City. So great was the demand for tickets that the picture had to be premiered simultaneously in 3 theaters, with thousands and thousands of cheering spectators awaiting the theater appearance of the stars. And here they come. Errol Flynn, Ann Sheridan, Slapsy Maxie Rosenblum, Wayne Morris, Jane Wyman, Gloria Dixon, Hoot Gibson, Alan Hale, Rosemary Lane, Frank McHugh, and Alan Jones. Yes, indeed, it was a most notable event for Dodge City and an equally notable occasion for all those from Hollywood who made the trip.
Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer pioneered the musical picture with Broadway Melody. Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer set a new musical fashion with the great Ziegfeld. Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer electrified the entertainment world with Born to Dance.
Play day is done, we've a place in the sun, we must play.
But Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer is no prouder of any musical attraction in its history than Babes in Arms.
Good morning.
It's a lovely morning.
Good morning.
What a wonderful day.
We've danced the whole night through. Good morning. Good morning.
Do you? How do you do?
I said good morning.
See, the sun is shining.
A good morning.
Hear the birdies sing.
It's great to stay up late. Good morning
to you. Seems we stood and talked like this before. We looked at each other in the same way then, but I can't remember where or when.
Some things that happen for the first time seem to be happening again.
We were sailing along, on moonlight bay, down the silvery bay. We could hear the voices ringing, ding dong, they seemed to say,
I'm just wild about Harry, and Harry's wild about me. The heavenly blisses of his kisses fills me with ecstasy.
Come on, student, just dance, just dance.
I want you to let me stay here tonight.
Have you any idea what you're saying?
Of course I have. Don't you see, then everyone would think that... Well, anyway, there'd be such a scandal I'd have to leave Ratchaport.
And you really want to acquire a tarnished reputation?
Yes. I don't care what they say about me.
That's all very well. But why, in the name of the million gods of India, do you have to choose me?
Well, it shouldn't matter a bit to you. Your reputation is already so tarnished.
Tom tells me that you're leaving today.
Yes, by request.
It's probably just as well. I go through torture every moment because you're in danger here. Nothing must happen to you now. What's the matter?
Nothing. It just makes me so happy to hear you say that. I never thought when I first met you. It seemed so long ago. That you'd ever say anything like that to me.
I wouldn't have said it then.
Smith Goes to Washington is a significant picture. It is significant because it emphasizes democracy in action. I consider it a real privilege and a real experience to have played even a minor part under the distinguished direction of Frank Capra.
By far, the greatest picture of filmdom's top director, three-time winner of the coveted Academy Award, the most timely, the most vital, the most significant picture ever to come out of Hollywood. A homespun boy and a hard-boiled, worldly-wise girl in a picture carved out of the everyday lives of everyday Americans, with those inimitable Capra overtones of drama, laughter, and romance. plus the finest supporting cast ever assembled.
Law and order had not yet come to Missouri. This gateway to the West was infested with a mixture of drifters, pioneers, gamblers, and builders. And the ever-encroaching railroad was cutting a wide swath through the fertile land taken from the farmers. It was this uncertain and lawless age that gave to the world, for good or ill, its most famous outlaw, Jesse James.
You're making a mistake, Jesse. A big mistake. Please, Jesse.
I'm sorry, Z, but when anybody does anything to me, I've just got to do something to them. I can't help it. As long as I live, I'm going to hate the railroads. And right or wrong, law or no law, I'm going to try to make it sorry for what it done to me.
What is this, a game? Grown men playing on the floor like children.
Ain't it the truth?
They wouldn't have it any other way.
You look like a man that's got good sense.
Just name it, friend, and I'll do it.
All you gotta do is to throw that door open when I say the word and then step back.
And so, vowing vengeance for the trickery of the authorities after he had peacefully surrendered, Jesse James set forth on the most amazing criminal career of all time. Wholesale holdups of banks, trains, even entire towns made his name the most awesome in America, the most feared in a fearless West. Filmed in Technicolor, in actual locales of breathtaking beauty, the screen brings to life the stirring epic of a lawless era, Jesse James. Darrell F. Zanet's production with Tyrone Power, Henry Fonda, Nancy Kelly, Randolph Scott, and a cast of thousands.
Where shall I go? What shall I do?
Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.
Thanks for watching our videos. We work hard to make sure you keep coming back for the content we produce. And if you are not a subscriber yet, click here and you'll be notified whenever a new video goes public.